taking out braids from, how long did you have them in?
2 months.
2 months worth of braids. You never want to directly take a client to a shampoo bowl with tangled hair. Why? Say that one more time. Water is going to make it more tangled. So you definitely want to take a little time to detangle if they hadn't already. Most clients that love you will detangle their hair before they get to you. But I think I'm in between friendship over here.
It's a little weird.
Just to give y'all a little bit of a backstory, me and Tia have been friends over like 2 decades and counting. Our friendship started at church, and the rest is history. I can't get rid of her, she can't get rid of me, and it's just awesome to be able to do people's hair that sell your product well. Like, it's nothing worse than doing somebody's hair and then by the time they get home it doesn't even look like you did it, or it looked amazing when they left and then 2 days later they got your name all in Danville looking crazy because they don't know how to upkeep. So it's really good being very selective with your clientele. All money is not good money, and you can definitely have discretion on, you know, who sits in your throne. Everybody doesn't have to come to you. You know, it's enough room for everybody. But I do realize that at the beginning of my career, I would spend a lot of time trying to have the majority of the clientele in the city. And then later in my career, I realized that if I had less people that were of more quality, I could kind of 86 some of the wear and tear that I was putting on my body by overworking. So I want you to keep that in mind as you, along your school journey. Don't feel like you got to have 1 million clients either. Like, you could definitely have less clients and a higher price point, and you could still get the job done without feeling like you have to have 1 million people. The products I'm using on her, I'm not sure what y'all use here, but I'll be using Mizani. Has anybody ever used Mizani? No? So I'm going to be clarifying her hair with a clarifying shampoo. Who can tell me what's a clarifying shampoo and what is it used for? Nobody brought coffee and donuts? Anybody knows what a clarifying shampoo is? I know Mr. Russell has told y'all. I know Miss Beverly has shared it with y'all.
Is it like a cleansing shampoo?
Thank you. What's your name?
Alicia.
Alicia?
Yeah.
Alicia, great. A clarifying shampoo is a stripping agent. It's going to get out all of that buildup. Clarify, purify, you know. And sometimes, if you've ever done a blowout or something on somebody's natural hair, and you've been at that bowl all day just scrubbing and digging and all of the things, right? But then you blow dry their hair and you go to flat iron it and it feels like you got grease on it. Has that ever happened to anybody? No? It has? 9 times out of 10, there was still a lot of oil buildup from their natural hair that wasn't removed with the clarifying shampoo. So let's just say you see like she has right much debris and buildup from the product that they used to braid her hair. She also has some oil buildup from her scalp over the time of having the braids in. So just to think, if I was to go to the bowl and use a moisturizing shampoo on top of oil, what is that going to do to her hair? It's going to make it icky. It's going to make it more stiff, to be honest with you. And it's also going to create that greasy effect when you go to blow her out later, as if you never even done anything to it. Would y'all fair to sit down? You don't have to stand the whole time. You good? Okay. Has anybody in here ever performed an install for a quick weave or sew-in of any kind? You have? You have. What's your molding method like? Do you use Morning Glory or?
Yeah.
You do?
You talking about the, what is it, the perfection?
Correct.
Yeah.
And what do you use back there that?
Morning Glory.
Morning Glory. How do you like it?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
It take forever to dry though, right? Is that too rough? And stop forgetting the back of that neck back here. It's sour. Okay, not my friend's neck. But if you miss that and you get the blow dry in the hair and the whole salon smell like neck, take her back to the sink, okay? It's very important. Like, I have been doing somebody's hair sometimes. And you know, sometimes we rushing, you trying to get out the salon, that's your last one. I always say, do your last one like it's your first one, because it'll take you a long way. But be integral. If you get to the chair and something ain't right, you got product left, we're human. It's okay to take her back to the sink and get that straight. Yes, baby?
Can you describe what a neck smells like?
A neck can smell like 40 hours a week of work. It can smell like intercourse.
Oh.
Yes, it can smell like the products that you've been using throughout the duration of your hairstyle. Let's just say I have had a few clients that work at Goodyear. Has anybody ever done somebody's hair that worked at Goodyear? It smells like rubber, and like you can shampoo the hair 10 times, clarifying or whatever you're using, and that is like embedded in their skin. It's not their hair, it's their neck. Okay. Also, during a lot of people's personal care in the shower, we get a little lazy at the little neck area. So if you're somebody like me, I'll be washing my client's neck on the low. And they don't mind. You can get behind them ears. All of that is a part of the shampoo. So I have 2 packs of 10-inch weave that I'm working with today. Would y'all rather see something like natural in layers, or would y'all rather see something along the sides of a bob? Natural. Natural? I'm with it. I'm interested in knowing, what do y'all think the next wave is when it comes to hair after closures and frontals? What do y'all think is coming back? Or do y'all think that people will go back to leave out? Will people revert back to invisible parts? Will people go back to their natural hair? What you think? Natural hair? Any other opinions on what y'all think the next trend is after frontals or closures?
I feel like everything will definitely be something.
So you stepping out with waterfalls, cramps. You gonna pop through? That's cute. But that's the thing. I have a partner of 9 years that's also a hairstylist of 30 years, and he still does permanent waves. Still does a cold curl, and I mean, the generation of clientele that he has, they still just benefit from it. But now he's in shambles because they're discontinuing some of the cold wave products. So he's having to transition people to either a texturizer or just being natural. How many of y'all think natural hair is overrated? Or do y'all think that chemicals are overrated? Chemicals are overrated?
Natural.
If you think that the best part of the service is at the bowl, raise your hand. Okay, now I got a good response. Okay. I would agree. You could do hair all day, but this bowl right here is what keep people coming back. A nice scalp massage. You do not have to talk them to death every visit. And don't be looking at your client's cell phone when you're doing their hair either. Okay? Of course, with her having braids and all of the things, she would have loved the treatment under the dryer with the steam and all of that good jazz. Due to the time that we have today, I'm using a Intense Hydration Moisture Fusion by Mizani. So that's gonna give me what I need. I'm gonna rinse it with cool water. Why? Well, see what I'm saying? Y'all know what y'all doing. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna rinse it on cool. That's gonna give me the moisture that I need until she come back in about 6 weeks. Then, you know, we could then do the full shebang. So So we got the towel. We got the towel a long way. We come behind the neck. Okay, we bring in both of those corners to the middle. All right, now you got 2 ears on each side. Now you have the towel that's in the back, okay? So you bring this back piece to the front, cover the hair. This side over, tuck in the towel. This side over, tuck in the towel, okay? I know y'all drape a different way, but don't be afraid when you get on your own to use a little plastic, even under your towel. Because you know, sometimes the neck can still get wet, the shirt can still get wet. Really great trick. So I'm gonna get her a blow dry. Feel free if y'all wanna get a little closer, y'all won't bite. Also, normally I detangled her hair before the shampoo. Of course I would detangle it again, but I'm gonna show you a trick on how you can detangle while you blow dry to save time. Is that cool? Now, if I was doing a blowout, this definitely I would have cooled her down after I blow dried it on the heat. To do the same thing that we did at the bowl, you want to do the same thing with your blow dryer. That makes sense? It's no, I mean, if you're gonna rinse it on cool at the bowl, but then blow the cuticle back open with heat at the dryer, what should you do with the blow dryer? You should cool the hair back down. Now, a lot of people are getting to this whole quiet luxury to where they don't like the salon atmosphere anymore. You can market home services and upcharge because you're traveling. Don't feel like you're less than because you work at home. Braiding all of her hair. I'm just doing a perimeter braid because I'm gonna sew my cap down. You got me? Now, normally you also have opportunities to where you can leave out a perimeter for a client on a quick weave. But my beloved friend in this chair is a little hard on hair. And because she is natural, we don't want to have to deal with making it blend for 3 or 4 weeks.
Do you braid tight?
What you think, Seth?
No, not at all.
I'm a little heavy-handed, but no, I don't braid anymore though. I started out braiding as a child, and then I transitioned into other things with real hair and weave and stuff like that. But the braids, they wore me out. I would rather take that same time and do micro links. Y'all ever heard of micro links?
Yes. So you do tape ins too?
I do tape ins, all of that. A very lucrative business. Yeah, retainers are where it's at. So as you grow your business, don't feel like you gotta be a blueprint stylist paying somebody money every week and just stay there. It's okay for you to create your own wave once you get that license in your hands. Get the license first. Do everything they say until you get the license. And it's not that you throw the rules away after you get it, but you're able to just customize your journey a little bit more. Have any of you worked with well-known people before already? It's overrated. Don't really let that be your goal. It's a beautiful thing if you get some industry clients, but that market is very oversaturated. And it's like you're pulling teeth to get in it, and once you get in it, you realize you kind of lost passion for it, and then you begin to doing it for the money. So who can guess how many braids I'm gonna do with what's left? All of this.
5.
Okay. I got 3, I got 5.
I said 8.
8, okay. How many? Yeah. 60? 16? 1? That'll be very lumpy. You ain't gonna have, I mean, you could do it. You could do it, but you gotta, them tracks gonna be tight, man. You can do it though. Can everybody see well? You know something that stylists don't do anymore?
Raise that scalp.
Hey y'all, I understand the trend of silky body moving blowouts, but the opportunity that you can grease your client's scalp, please. It's very important. I always rubber band the end of the braids. It's just out of habit. Confidence like that, it really will help you find your target audience and clientele. Like somebody like her, she needs to be with just as confident clients. You understand? That way her clients are not going to be intimidating her or getting on her nerves because she already knows who she is here. It really plays a big part, and a lot of people hit me up and want their hair done and I'll say no. And all money is not good money, you know? It's okay for you to be selective with the energy you're transferring at that bowl and that chair. Spirits are real, you know? And beyond the money that's associated with the payment and all of that, if you taking home depression from doing somebody's hair, it's like, was it really worth the $300? You know? That's stuff to think about as you are reaching your target audience with clients. All money is not good money, okay?
Have you ever had a client that tried to like run out and not pay?
Yes.
What you do? You drag them?
No, I didn't drag them, but there has been times where I removed the hair before they left. Like, it's okay for you not to pay me, but you're not gonna leave with the hairstyle. You know, we're gonna take it out or something. We'll figure it out. Also, I'm really big on service for service. I have a lot of clients that I do not charge because they provide something that I don't, and we exchange a lot. I'm really big on that. Like after a while, I'm gonna be doing his family's hair or something, and then I don't have to pay for video. You know? I'm just saying, like for example, you get what I mean? It just really saves you when you build those relationships. A wise man told me everything that you need is in your chair. Realtors, lawyers, doctors, therapists, whatever. I'm just laying down her hairline so that when I put the cap on and take it off, all of this is laid already.
Okay, so how many braids total do you have?
I have a perimeter braid of 2 perimeters and then 2. Y'all see the difference? Big difference, all right? So I have a perimeter braid coming from here around. I have a perimeter braid coming from center around. And then it's just 2 braids.
And are you gonna like sew them together or like?
So nope, I would use a hairpin, pin that up. I mean, you could sew it down, but that's just unnecessary tension because I'm gonna be sewing down the cap. But the way I place this hairpin, she doesn't even know it's in there. Nothing's worse than a hairpin, bobby pin poking you for a duration of a hairstyle. Not good. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, during this step, it is okay to get some help from your client. Like, they want their hair done, not you, so they could use their hands real quick, okay? Can I use your hands? Okay.
Even if their hair was long, you would still do the same thing.
So if I was dealing with somebody that had longer hair, I could definitely do more braids in my crown area or what have you. But I'm a 2 braid dude. Reason being is less when you remove it. It's less tension while they have it, and it's not a sew-in. So I'm just thinking about time. You got me? Okay, you can hold that right there. Perfect. To all of my morning glory people. You got it? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I took 1 strip around the bottom. Y'all with me? This strip is gonna go here. See, she been doing this for a little minute, so she already know. I'm gonna take 1 more strip. And I mean, you can measure it based off the head. You got some people's heads that's this big. You got some people's heads that are a little bit smaller. You gauge the amount of paper based off the head size, okay? But what I'm doing is covering her hair with paper to protect it from the glue. All right, you can let it go.
So instead of the morning glory, you put that on there.
Instead of morning glory, I do paper and a cap. And like, let's just say I recommend that my clients keep in a quick weave up to 6 weeks. I mean, everybody's different depending on how much they itch or what have you. To each his own, but let's just say we were using some Brazilian Remy virgin hair and we were to take this off. The way to remove this is like, I would go under the cap, snip the pieces of thread that I've sewn down. I usually do 4 pieces, which you'll see in a second. And once you take those pieces of thread out, you literally have a U-part wig made on a cap that you've kind of like made them for free. But you're doing yourself a favor because when they come back, you don't have to spend 2 hours trying to get off a cap, okay? Or trying to clarify your life away to get that morning glory out. And morning glory is a great thing, but everybody's hair doesn't respond the same to it. And again, I'm not trying to have nobody under the dryer for 30 minutes to an hour when they could be under there for 10 minutes. So yeah, just secure it. I start here. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Is that too tight?
That's all right. I would like to keep my hands.
My needle, I tied it in 2 knots, and then I removed the excess thread, okay? So now after it dries, when I cut all of this out, this ain't going nowhere. All right, let's go to the dryer, okay? Because if this was morning glory, what would she be?
Still under that dryer.
You see what I'm saying? Time is money, and it's called a quick weave, okay? You know what I'm saying? In a sense. Now, this is what I mean. Like, I'm gonna take my glue, because I got paper on here, what I'm gonna do, speed up my time. And that track is just literally gonna lay right on it, watch. Even if I need to get me a little excess, I'm gonna come here. Don't be worried about the braids. We're gonna lay all of that down with tension. Not too tight, but enough to just give you a flat foundation. So when her boo thing get the rubbing and stuff, it still feels like hers. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my thing is this. A lot of my clients don't pay me. Their husbands pay me. Their boyfriends pay me. So you have to do hair with the husband and boyfriend in mind too. You can't just really do it for the female. I've had so many women come to me. They love their hair, tipped me the whole 9 yards. Got home and their husband didn't like it. And that created a whole nother wave. She called me back as if she just didn't tip me $100. And I'm like, well, as long as Mike like it, now my goal is please Mike instead of her all the time. You know, what your husband looking for this week? Build that rapport with who's paying, okay? Because, I mean, the moment that he stopped liking her hair, he ready to be like, hey, yo, why you won't go holler at, what's your name? Alicia, you know? What hair store y'all be going to? Jackie's, Beauty Max, Beauty Land, where y'all be going? Jackie's. Everything in there, 99 on it, $10.99, $15.99. Yeah, everything got a 99 on it.
She can get that card, but that's human hair. That's why that was so bad. It's huge. And then I went to that was still like, you should have done that in there with something. Was it a mixture? I don't know. You should read. I walked away. All of this money. The one I had was $25. Okay. Now it's $45 for you in one bundle. No, it was two. It's always one. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
You see the situation happening already?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
I'm all for it. I was like, yeah.
How much am I giving away for the best notes? No. It was very much one Benjamin. Okay? One Benjamin.
To 3 winners?
No. No. I mean, it gotta be an encyclopedia of notes.
I'll take a donut.
A donut?
Yeah, I see. Right, you talking breakfast. You talking breakfast. I'll do a quick weave on you. Don't look at me. Okay. We're going to get up and present our notes to the class.
No. I'm gonna just check them out myself. Yeah. That's a great idea, though.
No.
Because folks don't want to stand up.
That's a great idea. I like. Yeah. Everybody needs to recite them. Yeah. Thank you, sis. See. No, she gave me a good. See, that's why. She gonna be a teacher one day. See, she think how we think. So I would assume that this class, like half of this class, has just started, right?
Yeah, it's like a seed that has that ain't talking.
Raise your hand if you're a beginner. Okay. Why did you sign up?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I already the kids have it, so I want to be a kid stylist.
Beautiful. That's smart. Why did you start?
I want to learn how to dye and
You want to learn how to color? We dye eggs. We color hair.
We don't do that right now, and prices are a little high.
You know, my students used to really get irritated when I said that. I'm like, no, we dye eggs, we color hair. But no, I like that. Being a color specialist is a very lucrative target audience. Why did you sign up? Color. Who does your color? You did? That's pretty. What brand of color is that? Oh, you bold. So what type of remover would you use to get rid of that?
Sometimes I use a clarifying shampoo or an shampoo that goes straight.
So you would use lightener to remove an intense vivid? That's dope. I can't wait to come back and do a color class. Is that something y'all would like to see?
Yes.
Color? Yeah, I would love to, yeah. So I would actually like for, I was just about to say maybe it could be like one of the students, but I'm gonna have to set up something with the instructors to see. It's gonna have to be based off grades, attendance, something. I also learned that when it comes to a color client, it's okay for you to take them, but you just never know what it's gonna turn out being. And it's a very scary lane if you're not confident with formulation and, you know, those harsh chemicals. So just make sure that even after you get your license, continued education is highly recommended when it comes to color services. I personally would recommend all of you to at least work for a corporate salon once in your life. Even if that's not your end goal, it's a very great way to build foundation. It's also a smart way for you to build clientele while getting paid without having to pay booth rent. So just something to consider. You get benefits, paid time off. Anybody that's renting a booth, they have to pay their self when they're off. They don't get PTO, you know? So just something to think about. Also, don't box yourself into one color. I realize that this is a very diverse classroom, and my clientele is not only black. So don't be scared to tap into other textures, other races. Money is green, okay? It's green, not black or white, okay? It's not Mexican, it's not Puerto Rican, it's green. So, you know, make sure that your skill set matches the type of lifestyle you want to live. And don't be scared of other textures of hair. So, Tia, let me ask you this. You've been in my chair how many years now?
Over 20.
Over 20. What's the favorite thing that you like about me doing your hair?
I can trust him with anything. I don't have a hairstyle in mind. He be like, what you want? I be like, just do whatever.
I can attest to that. What's something that you don't like?
He know I don't like baby hair at all. And I don't like a lot of leave out because one, I'm rough on hair. Two, I sweat in my head. And I have a very, very busy schedule, so I don't want nothing that I have to put a lot of maintenance into. I need to be able to get up and go. But because he's done my hair for so long and I've watched him, I've learned how to maintain my hair as if he did it.
Which is a compliment because, again, it goes back to marketing. Business cards, social media, and all of that stuff is a beautiful thing, but your clients are your #1 marketing tool. They're like walking billboards. So just be careful when you are telling clients what you can and cannot do. Do not be afraid to recommend somebody else if it's not your strong suit or if you're not as comfortable with execution. I'm really good for I don't do that. Let me send you here. You know, you only got one name, and what you put out there is what's going to be a whole. I don't care how long you've been in the game. I'm sure, I mean, there's a few stories around here going on about me too. Like, you just have to really get with people that will keep a good reputation going on about you. And again, back to the point of all money is not good money. Those are just a few things to consider as you transition out of getting your state license or what have you. Don't be closed-minded.
What kind of hair you got in her hair right now? Because it's moving.
So I mixed 2 different ones. This is a pack of Saga Remy, and it's also a pack of XQ Remy. I mixed the 2. And I do that because when you're working with textured hair up against such a straight extension, you want to kind of, it's okay to use 2 different brands to give you more texture. Because sometimes weave can appear too shiny, too glossy, too fine, or you got weight at the root, it gets really frail at the ends. Using 2 different brands will help you to get the same weight throughout, the same volume, same density. That was a good question. I'm trying to see who got the best. You want to keep your front kind of on the longer side, or you want it a little layered?
Whatever you think will be easy. Like, I ain't got a curl in there.
Okay. Or we'll just do like a longer layer, something that you can still pull back if need. What you got planned after you get your hair done?
Follow up.
Well, hopefully we can.
Follow up.
Yes.
Thank you, babe.
Great. So I just need you to part ways until I finish this meeting.
No problem.
Great. You see the benefits of how long this would have taken if I had to continue to put glue on a weft? versus me having paper under my cap and I could just draw my placement. That's really what I'm doing. I'm drawing how I want it to lay. Yeah, the mannequin is a beautiful thing in school, but it's just really hard with a scalp that doesn't move. It's not, but perfecting the mannequin is gonna have you ready for any client. I do need you to understand that, and that's where your bag at. Perfect that mannequin, and even when you don't like it, learn to love it. You could do makeup on a mannequin. You could dress it up. You can make it a little bit more personal to where you don't feel like you're just in school. Like your career has started already. So how you start is how you finish, right? But don't get too wrapped up in social media and the glitz and glamour of it all, because that's, people can control what they post. But the reality is a lot of people in this industry are doing their own hair. A lot of people have went to wigs and the whole natural wave, looking like they in the 1900s, which is fine. I think everybody has their own personal preference. And please do not get caught up in the celebrity thing. If an opportunity presents itself, take it. And it's also okay to do hair for free to make more money later. Like my first time doing T.S. Madison's hair, I didn't charge her, but I got the post on her social media, which ran the bag up even more, okay? So you gotta sometimes spend money to make money. I booked my own hotel to go do her hair, caught a flat tire on the way, you know what I'm saying? But I did it, and after doing it, even if I don't ever do it again, now that's on my resume. You know, it's nobody's business how many times I did her hair, but I touched a certain person that elevated who I am as a stylist in this field, okay? I need you to let that be something in the back of your brain, because I was one of those people that wanted to just be a celebrity stylist for forever. And then I meet celebrity industry friends and they're like, bro, it's overrated. You make more money at home doing it at the crib. Because half of them celebrities, they above themselves and they don't like to pay. The rest of this cap from her leave out, I got enough security going to where I know my cap is not gonna move. It's sewn down. But these last few extensions need to be placed right up to that scalp. And be very careful, because I have cut a few leave outs before. You know, I'm keeping it real with y'all. I had family friends that used them over the years, and all I was mesmerized with was the clicking noise and how they moving them around and gyrating them and stuff throughout the service. I'm in the house curling carpet. My sister's Barbie dolls don't have no hair. I'm burning everything, but I said that to say it taught me how to use them in a way to now you can curl anything. Also ensuring that you're not taking extensions beyond the leave out. Even if you see her hairline is like a little bit more out than her leave out in this area, it's not a bad thing, but just make sure you're gauging where those extensions are stopping, okay? Is anything too tight or pulling? You comfortable?
No, I'm comfortable.
Find time to ask. It's nothing worse than doing somebody's hair, like one of them updos, and they wait till you finish and tell you that one hairpin is bothering them. I like to just make sure that the client is comfortable throughout the duration of the service, and it'll prevent you from having to go back and mess up your whole hairstyle for one hairpin. You see, I'll put two together. Have you ever used a white piece of paper under somebody's hair before you cut it? I'm gonna show you a trick. When it comes to trying to convince your clients about trimming their ends, who has a white sheet of paper?
So a white, like a regular white piece of paper?
Yeah. See how their ends truly look, because up against a cape or a towel, shirt, anything that's dark, this is going to appear just fine. But in reality, if on this white piece of paper, you see where she need to go about where?
A little up where it's thicker at.
You see what I'm saying? So use that as a nice little trick to convince people that they need trims. I'm pulling everything, I'm over directing everything back to my bang. You'll learn more about guides, placement. I'm not trying to take you too fast before you get to a certain subject in your curriculum. But sometimes when you visually see something first and then you read about it later, it clicks a lot better versus trying to do it the other way around. Just going in with some point cutting, give me some texture.
And are you doing that so your ends don't be too done?
Well, yes, and I'm doing it so that I don't have harsh lines. This is gonna remove bulk and weight in certain areas. I can show you how to use that. And that's really like short hair, anything real funky and shabby, razory. I could do a whole haircut with those for real. I always chase my comb with the flat iron. It just gives even distribution with the heat, making sure that each strand of hair is getting the same amount of heat at the same time. That makes sense? Just a little oil-free shine. I usually use a heat protectant that is by Mizani. I don't have it with me today. Benefits leave-in that has a heat protectant in it. I really like that as well before pressing out. Some people use a wax stick. Some people use a hot comb. Just all depends on, you got to do what's best for you and the client. But it's okay if somebody's hair can't take a certain level of heat, and it's okay for you not to force it. As a professional, it's your job to know and learn your client's hair over time to know whether somebody can, if their hair can even withstand a hot comb or Marcel curling irons. Somebody just may simply need rollers. They don't need heat like that at all. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But that's something that you learn over time with doing that person's hair over, you know, a few appointments. That's not something you're going to technically learn in the first visit. Now this right here is sauce. I'm gonna put y'all on the curl game, but I'm gonna wait till I get to the other side. But I am doing diagonal partings. Diagonal partings are gonna give me way more movement. You'll also learn that diagonal partings and color placement really are a game changer. Can I get a time check?
10:11.
Perfect, okay. Oh, that's great. Have I bored y'all to death?
No.
Y'all learning?
Yes.
You gotta know what you're good at. If you get nothing else from today's class, know what you're good at and stay there. And you know, once you perfect it, master it, then you can go learn something else. But don't feel like you gotta do it all or offer it all. Make sure you're chasing it with the comb. Why are we chasing our flat iron with a comb? The same amount of heat at the same time. That's dope. Y'all paying attention. I'm gonna use my pencil to get on these little hairlines that flat iron won't reach. You could also do a little step with some foam wrap and sit them back under the dryer. And when you go to stay bored, that comb in your pocket is your best friend. Right there. That's how I got my license. Just from keeping my comb right there. It also saves you from having to keep going back to get the comb. You'd be surprised how much time that takes. Putting it down, picking it up. Whatever you can keep in your hand while you're working, keep it in your hand.
Good.
I'm great. You straight?
Yeah, I'm ready to go get this food. I'll be right back.
Okay. What time do y'all leave today? 3? So after the demo, what y'all working on? Huh?
Well, the senior class leaves like whenever we done with our lesson.
Okay. So what days do y'all take actual clients here?
For senior classes, it's Wednesdays and Thursdays.
I'm gonna have to come get a shampoo or something. Support y'all with a completion. So I'm gonna definitely do some communication with y'all instructors and make sure that the next few demos align with the curriculum. And I think that that'll probably also be better for y'all. You okay then, that's it?
I'm all right.
She She gone to meet him, y'all.
So are you staying here locally?
I'm in Roanoke. I have people that come to me from here, but I don't come here to do hair anymore unless it's like a pop-up or something. I'll go to Ashley Renee's salon and I'll, you know, do a whole day there, make all my money and go back home. But I haven't done that in like 2 years now. It's been a little minute.
Do you feel like you would stay here and you would reach your full potential?
Yes, because I would have still been an educator. So I used to teach at Empire Beauty in Greensboro in the hair design school. But if I was still living here, I probably would have been one of your instructors. You know, just wishful thinking. That would have been like one of my goals after mastering behind the chair.
Yeah.
Do any of you want to become educators one day?
No.
Why?
I don't have to.
You don't have the patience? That's good to know.
So why did you switch from using the other curling to that one?
So, great question. When I was curling, I realized that, so these are holy grails. Like, you can look at these and tell that they have been with me for a very long time. These are fairly newer. And you know, newer irons, you have to kind of break in. But these are broken in. As I was curling her hair, I'm like, I need a little bit more finesse. And I just needed to go back to what made me comfortable. And these are my babies. So it's not like a right or wrong. These are actually a better brand, better quality, better curl. Because you have an inside plate and you have an outside plate. Whereas here, I only have an inside plate. So you're getting way more heat distribution from this iron, which is Babyliss, compared to this ion iron, which is discontinued. So being honest, I like that Babyliss iron better on real hair than I do weave. Should I make this 1 or 2?
You can do one.
Just 1?
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2?
I'll say 1.
1. All right, if I'm doing 1, I'm going back to my other iron. You see, like, I feel more comfortable with this. And I'm doing it to show you that, you know, popularity in products, marketing and products can make you feel like you need all of the latest tools and all of this stuff. My old irons are really what give me my confidence when it comes to executing certain looks. Great way to vacuum. Now, you also heard my client say that she does not like edge control. She's not a baby hair type of girl. I still need to finesse this though.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, why didn't you run the flat iron on that side like you did the other side?
Let me show you why. So after it's curled, I want to take a little bit more of that hairspray and mold this down. Just gives it a nice finish. You feel like somebody loves you again?
Oh my God, yes.
that makes, right? Good job. You hate it. What's the verdict?
Love it.
Love it. Thank y'all so much for your cooperation, your participation, giving me your ear, trusting me with my knowledge. I look forward to working with you all again and coming back before y'all graduate. Okay?